around 120 total.
120,000 more than what you paid for it? And how long did you drive it for?
We drove it for 3.5 years.
Damn. So, which Ferrari was that?
A Ferrari F12.
F12, okay.
Was really unique because it was the last, so they made it from, I think, 13 to 17.
And which year was this one? 17.
I sold it with 9,990 miles. It's really important to know where you are on the mileage with Ferrari. And the car was a triple yellow, and that's a really rare color. The paint job is $40,000. So every people who have a triple yellow fight for the car. So when we put it on the market, in 1 week, we got 4 offers. So at that time, we were just playing. And I remember the dealer called me, he was like, oh, put it down 10K. I'm like, no, the car will sell. And he sold in about 2 weeks. So
what's the reason everyone wants the triple yellow color?
It's triple layer of yellow. It's really rare. It's the yellow. Not a lot of people know, but it's an original color from Ferrari. They change it
so
later.
It's classic color.
So it's a classic color. If you look at the logo, it's yellow. So they changed it after when they were racing in Europe. Each country had a color, and that's when they attributed red for Italy. But at the beginning, the original Ferraris are yellow.
Ah, interesting.
So it's something really original, and people who have, the guy who bought it has, I think, 15 Ferraris, so he really wanted.
So you sold it for $120,000 more. What did you end up paying for that car when you bought it?
I don't really remember, so I don't really want to. I think around 250, 270, and we sold it for about 320 or 350.
And what do you think that car was worth today if you bought it today?
It would be the same. There's no difference. Yes, it will not go up in value, but it will probably not go down. The V12 right now are really rare. So we're talking about investment. Every V12 that you are buying right now, I think long term you're gonna do good. So the Aventador for something like you will be incredible. It's not a really amazing car to drive on daily basis, but you don't drive a lot. So when you take it on weekend, it's good. I think you can find them at really good price right now. They're going to go back up in value. Ferrari F12, the Ferrari 812 with a V12 with a replacement of the F12, I think is a really fantastic purchase right now. The car went down about 30% last year, and they're going to go back up in value. They just replaced it with a 12 cylinders that's going to come out right now. So a lot of people sell them. So it's going to hit bottom and go back up again.
It's interesting because, like I said, financial advisors will tell you the car is the worst investment out there, but you just proved there's a way to buy cars and not only drive them for free for 2, 3, 4 years, but also make money. We're not talking about a couple $1,000s. We're talking $120,000 if you pick the right car. And I've seen this in the boat game as well. Certain people that know boats can buy yachts and they can drive the yacht for 3, 4, 5 years for free and sell it for a profit. So there's a way to do it, and that's. I think if you're going to do it, you might as well buy a car that's going to, make you a little bit of a return. That's how I see it.
I have a story about that. I have two, actually. When I bought my first Porsche Turbo with my own money, I was trying to sell to get a contract for my marketing agency at that time for about 6 months. The guy was really, really hard. It was a protein company, and for 6 months, we could not sign the guy. 10 meeting, 15 meeting. And the last meeting I go there to try to sign him, I show up with my Porsche Turbo. The car was from 2009. I parked the car super far away. And the guy at that time walked his dog and said, "Is that your car?" I'm like, "Yes, it's my car." I said, "Wow, that's impressive." We go back in his office. He signs a contract. He's been trying to get this contract for 6 months. And I'm like, in my country, in France, if you show up with a car, you never get the contract. It's impossible. Sign the contract. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? 24 hours passed, he called me and he said, "By the way, can you help me to get the same car with a marketing contract?" He ended up being a client for 2.5 years. He made a lot of money together. He sold the business at the end, and the car paid for itself just with that client. I think it was maybe a $7,000 contract. The payment on that car was $1,500 a month at that time. It was incredible. My other friend, Fatih, told me a story, and that always resonated to me. He sold his company, bought a yacht in Turkey. Really, really nice yacht.
Turkey is one of the best places to buy yachts.
Yeah.
I've been there twice. Love Turkey.
And he's using his yacht all the time. And he said, "I overextended a little myself, but you know what? It was good." And he said, I go to a restaurant, and next yacht at the port, one of my friend introduced me a guy who is like, because we have pretty much the same yacht. We end up becoming good friends. He had a real estate deal. I jumped into it. I made more money with that real estate deal than the value of my yacht. He said the yacht was the best investment. And how many stories he has where he invite clients, he invite friends, and it's a good way to break the ice. The boat, my dad told me the day I got my first boat, he says, this is the best investment in your life. I'm going to explain you why. You're going to be out. You're going to bring clients, friends, members, whatever, to the boat and not have these things where you bring them to a restaurant. It can be awkward. No, you're going to do wakeboarding, wake surfing. You're going to be, I don't drink, but they're going to have a beer, have a good time, be a little more relaxed. You're going to be on the sun. You're going to have to stay in shape because you don't want to be in a boat where, you are overweight. You're going to be outside. You're not going to go out because you're going to want to be on the boat again the next morning. And the investment going to pay for itself. And every boat that I had, it's pretty much helped me first to be a better person, but attract really, really good people in my life, pretty much. And it's the same for you. You can bring investors, you can go to have dinner. It's you told me a story where you went to Catalina Island, met for investors. So boat, cars, plane, and again, can be really good investment.
Yeah, I agree. I think from the boat aspect, there might not be a better vehicle out there that's great for networking and entertaining. The private jet thing is great, but it's like, how often are you going to really fly the private jet? I'm totally cool just getting a first class ticket. You're not going to entertain people in the private jet. Yes, it is a flex, but think how much more fun and how many more memories and how many more like relationships you can build and experiences that you can have on a boat versus a jet. That's me personally.
Yes, but think about marketing again, and we talked about it last time. Imagine if you had Summers Capital on your jet at the airport right now in San Diego. How many people will see your plane? And the really good people. I saw the jet of
Grant Cardone
and the marketing is really good. You know the guy, you respect him, you don't respect him. You see in jet in Nice, you're like, okay, that guy is a really big guy. So I call the jet a time capsule because it's for people who really travel a lot. We were talking about it this year. I did 37 events in the world. So I went to Monaco. I went to Florida 3 times. I'm going to go back in 3 weeks. I was there yesterday. I mean, if you have a plane, you can work in your plane. You are not in airport. Is the reality. I don't have the money for it right now. But the reality, if I had, that would be for me the most important thing.
I know 4 people personally that own private jets. Grant's one of them. And then Chris Crone is another one. Dan Martell, who's been on this podcast, is another one. So those 3 have been on the podcast. And then the 4th that I know is Tony Azar. He's my mentor. Owns about 5,000 apartment units out of the Southeast. He actually owns 2 jets, but he has both of those jets as kind of a charter service. And so he tries to make money, but he says it's like on a good year, they'll break even.
But we talked about it. So one of our big member, his name is Mark Minovich. He owns 15,000 apartments. Maybe you should have him on your podcast.
Yeah, I'd love to. What's his name?
Guy. Mark Minovich.
Okay.
And
he lives here in San Diego?
No, he lives in between LA and Miami. He has a 95 feet yacht in Miami that he rents. He said pretty much he doesn't make money, but it's really good for him for business. And I say, why you don't have a jet? He said, I had a jet, Clement. But first of all, you were losing so much money. When you had the jet for half of the time is at the shop, you cannot rent it, so you're losing money. And it's way more fun to have a boat. You can have as many friends as possible, business opportunity. You can sleep in it. You can travel to the Caribbean. I mean, it's way better. So I have about, I would say, 50 to 100 members who have jet not in San Diego, in Fastlane in the world.
You have 50 members of Fastlane that own jets?
Yeah, probably. Damn. But that's the top pretty much 3% of Fastlane members. The reality of them...
Anyone in the San Diego chapter own a jet?
Oh, a few of them, yes.
Okay.
I have crazy story with jet owners. Like one of them had a watch. I called him and I said, hey, one of your watch getting delivered in Carmel. He said, okay, let's go in 1 hour. The jet was ready. We flew for the day. We came back. He did the same when I sold my business about it. So that was really, really, really good. We flew for the day. Like we have a few, and it's funny because he's not the people who are going to flex on social media. He's not the people you're going to see the most to events. They're really
not
hard
going
to catch
get
up.
attention.
No, but the reality is like they and those people use their jet a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I got invited a couple weeks ago to take a private jet from Carlsbad Airport out to Scottsdale to shoot some content. One of my buddies, Kurt,